Monster Challenge. Griffin explained the rules of the challenge at the monster meetup. He wanted to be the next leader of the monsters. This was his big chance. Who is the most powerful of the monsters? We know it is Count Dracula, our leader, he said. The others sat in the living room listening. Frankenstein's creature had finally arrived, and few zombies were sitting on the floor like children. There was also a witch from the east, Mr. Hyde, who had flown in from England, and the ancient mummy. The mummy was too stiff to sit down, so he stood in the corner. He stood away from the fireplace. And who is the smartest of the monsters? The invisible man waited for anyone to answer. Dracula is. Dracula said, "Stop wasting our time. What is your point, Dr. Griffin?" "Yes, you are the smartest." Griffin agreed. Dracula is the smartest monster. And what has he done for us? The others looked around. Dracula crossed his arms, but said nothing. "Anyone?" Griffin asked. "Let me ask again. If he is the best we have, what do we have to show for it? Nothing. After all these years, we continue to hide in the shadows. We act like we are afraid of the humans. We should be in charge of them. We have our own television channel," the swamp creature said. The others nodded. "It is terrible," Griffin said. "All it plays are old reruns of shows. That is not important." "What is your point?" Wagner said. He was curious to hear about the challenge. "You all have allowed me to be part of the monster team, even though I am a human. You let me act like a monster. Thank you for that. But now, let me help you. You are my brothers and sisters. I can do better for you than Dracula has done. He was a human years and years ago, but he has forgot about human greed and human ambition. He is lazy." Dracula's eyes glowed. He chewed on his lip. He really wanted to kill Griffin, but he waited. He also wanted to hear about the challenge. Griffin could tell the others were getting restless, so he made his announcement to them. "I challenge Dracula for leadership of the monsters. Here is what I need from you all. You will build 2 traps. Build both traps exactly the same. Make them identical. There can be only one way to escape the traps. I will not know it, and he will not know it. Do not tell us how to escape." "That's it?" Wagner asked. That sounds simple enough. The werewolf looked around the room. "What do we all say? Do you agree with this plan?" The monsters loved traps. Some of them were very good at making traps. They laughed and grunted and clapped. They agreed to the invisible man's plan. Wagner nodded his hairy head and turned to his boss. "What do you say, Count Dracula?" "I am smarter than that idiot," pointing at the invisible man. "Any trap they build, I will escape from in seconds. But you must not use any garlic or crosses," he said. "That would not be fair. The humans do not mind those things, but I hate garlic, and I really hate crosses." "Then we are agreed?" Griffin stated. "How long will it take to build the traps?" Zara, the witch from the east, called her friends. They flew to Virginia on their broomsticks. Witches were great trap builders. Remember, no magic, and no garlic, no curses either, said Zara. They built 2 giant black boxes. Each black box was made of heavy metal. There were no doors or windows. There was only a small hole left open. The hole was big enough for a person to climb inside. Once the person was in, the witches would close the hole up. They would use metal torches, which were hot enough to melt the heavy metal. It would be as if there had never been any opening. The boxes would have no way out. Tell Count Dracula the traps are ready. Dracula was impressed. The witches were fast workers. They had built their traps in less than 1 week. They placed the traps near the edge of Foggy Bottom Swamp. Very nice work, ladies, Dracula said. He looked round the swamp. It was very dark. The other monsters had all gathered together toward the contest. The moon was full and bright, and it was very late at night. The contest would begin at the midnight. "Where's the griffin?" Mr. Hyde asked. Did he get scared? Wagner smelled the air. No, he is here. I can smell his stinky clothes. Griffin, the invisible man, stepped out from his hiding place. He was wearing clothes and his face was wrapped in white bandages. He also wore dark glasses. Everyone could easily see him. "Sir, I'm late," he said quietly. He walked forward toward the black boxes. "There is no reason to delay. Let us begin." Griffin climbed into the first box. The others watched Dracula. Dracula shrugged his shoulders. He got into the second box. "Seal them up," Wagner said. The witches used their torches and sealed up the holes. When the holes were sealed, the werewolf nodded. "Now, swamp creature, put the boxes into the swamp." "I didn't know that was our plan," Mr. Hyde said. Wagner stared at him. "It is now. Do it, swamp creature." Swamp creature was incredibly strong. He easily pushed both the heavy boxes into the water. They sank to the bottom of the water. No bubbles of air came up. There were no holes in the boxes. "What now?" Mr. Hyde asked. "Now we wait," Wagner said. They sat and waited and waited. They waited all night, but neither Dracula nor Griffin ever escaped their boxes. "What do we do now?" Zara asked. "I think we should celebrate," said a voice from the woods. "We have a winner." Griffin jumped down from a tree. He was wearing a white bedsheet. "Boo!" he said. The other monsters jumped and yelled. Wagner the werewolf grinned. "So, how did you escape?" "I did not escape. I never went inside the box," Griffin explained. "What? Then who went inside?" "That idiot, the mummy. I tricked him. I dressed him up like me, and I put a speaker in his pocket," Griffin said, holding up a tiny microphone. "You heard my voice, but it sounded like it came from me." Wagner laughed and clapped Griffin on the back. "Dracula will be very angry when he escapes." The witches looked at each other. "What do you mean, when he escapes?" "The boxes are sealed. There is no way to escape them." Wagner's eyes got wide. He slapped his forehead. "You were supposed to make a way to escape the traps." "Oh, you stupid monsters. See, I told you they are all too dumb," Griffin said. "Then you're correct," Wagner said. "We do have a winner. I was wrong about you, Griffin. You're a monster. The worst kind of monster. The humankind," Griffin said, laughing. "And now, let's talk about taking over the world."